Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. My inspiration was they have the new lavender suite in the Stampin' Up! New catalog. And so I went through my stamps and I found lots of lavender. It was a celebration stamp set from a few years ago. And so I brought that out to play with. So let's get started. For consumables, start with I have a scrap of white. That's to stamp my sentiment on. I have a piece of white which is 2 by 4 inches and a piece of Highland Heather which is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. These are Stampin' Up! Colors, and this isn't very square. Just realized. Bring in my trimmer. Nope. This off. Must have been a scrap, and it's obviously not square. A little bit less than 2 1/4 because it's not square. Oh, let's turn it over and try that again. There we go. Alright, so there's our piece. Then I have a piece of white which is 4 by 5 1/4, another piece of Highland Heather which is the size of the front, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I could have cut this out of the center, but I didn't want to mess with that. Then I have my card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. First thing we're going to do is some stamping. So let's stamp this piece first. I'm going to bring in this stamp here. And the ink colors I'm using is Soft Succulent, Highland Heather, and Gray Granite, and then Memento Tuxedo Black. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up with the Gray Granite. And I'm going to start, let's stamp this one first. So okay, and I'm going to put it aside. And then I'm going to bring this one in, and I'm going to stamp one right there. It's like in that third. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of it here and there. Stagger them. Some will be lower, some will be higher. Keep forgetting to get the stems. I need some stems up here. Do one here. And one here. Okay, so there's that. Put that aside. I'm going to bring this one back in. I'm going to bring in this piece. It's this one here. And the Highland Heather ink. Ink that up. try to get over the top of this best I can. Stamp. It's not perfect, that's all right. Then I'm going to come in with a soft succulent and the leaves and the stems. Let's do the stem first. There's 2 sets of leaves. Nice thing about this is they don't have to be perfect. Okay, and I'm going to come in, close these up with a couple of blends. You could use, they're really small, you could use the Stampin' Right markers. But I'm going to go ahead and use these. I have light Highland Heather and dark Blackberry Bliss. Just going to use the bullet tip, and I'm just going to color a few here or there, just to add a little bit of more color or variation in the color. Okay, and I'm going to come in with the Blackberry Bliss, the Highland Heather. I'm going to do a couple with this one as well. Just gives a variation in the color. Well, it's not going to be perfect. Okay. Then I brought in the black ink and this stamp again. Ink it up. I'm going to turn it this way so I can try to get on top of it. And I hovered over the top. I stamped it again. And since it didn't line up exactly, it kind of gave a halo. See how it softens it? It's like a halo. Okay. And that's all the stamping. So now we can assemble this card. Let's bring in our Highland Heather piece here. And this piece, and we're going to attach those together. It's going to have about a 1/16 of an inch border around it. I just had a little bit of glue ooze there, so I just wiped it off with my cloth. Okay, now I'm going to bring in a couple pieces of ribbon. Here's snips. Some glue dots, and I just want a couple little tails, like that. And I want a couple with this fabric, or this one as well. Lay them on top of each other. Okay, get a glue dot. Where do they start? Come on. There we go. I'm going to glue dot this one to the dark one. And I want a little bit of the tail to, I don't want it to cover it completely. I want to see both colors. Do the same thing for this one. Okay, that one went off the thing, so let's just fold it over. Okay, I'm going to put another glue dot on the top. Right there. I'm going to tuck one here. I have to fuss with it, I'm sorry. A little bit too. One there. Another one here. Let's see if I can get this a little bit crisper. There we go. Okay, now let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. I just had them here. Where'd they go? I just have some sides, so I'm going to go ahead and use those. Put one right over the ribbon. Okay, let's take these backs off. Bring in this piece that we stamped. I'm going to hover this over this section here, wherever we want it. Go ahead and center that up and put it down. Okay. Then we're going to bring in our Highland Heather piece and mount this to it. We're going to mount this to the front of our card. Okay, we have one more thing to do. Let's bring in that scrap piece. And we need to stamp the sentiment. Use Memento, I think. center. Okay, I'm going to bring in a die. What did I use? Machine here. Place one. Scratchy one. A die and our paper. Another plate on top. And run that through. Okay, then we're going to bring in our card. This is going to go here. We just need dimensional on this end. What did I do with them? I lost them again. And then glue on this end. We're going to go right over where that ribbon is. That's why I didn't bother to stamp it. You're not going to see it anyway. Oh, I forgot to take the backing off. That would help, wouldn't it? There we go. And then we're going to finish it off with some gems. It must be I forgot to leave them out. So let me grab my gems. I'm just going to do 3 little gems right up here. There we go. There's the card we just made together. And here's the one I did previously. I think I did more coloring on there, but there you go. Well, thank you for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.